This is the one that's going to have a unique rule to it that I did want to make sure we fully understand. Alex and Hope were trying to solve negative 6x is greater than 24. Whose inequality shows the solution? So Alex has a solution, x is greater than negative 4, and Hope's work says x is less than negative 4. So let's kind of use what we think we would do. We'd have negative x, or negative 6x is greater than 24. So I'm assuming you all would take this problem and you divide by negative 6, divide by negative 6. And then you're going to get an answer of x, and I'm guessing most of us are going to bring down that same inequality and get 24 divided by negative 6 is negative 4. So that's saying that all answers that make this problem true must be greater than negative 4. So, I mean, if it helps you visualize, here's 0, here's negative 4. We're going to have an open dot, and here's greater than, right? So what we would do if this was just an equation, we would test our equation, right? We'd take this negative 4, we'd plug it back in, and we'd see, does it equal 24? Well, we can do the same thing with inequalities. There are infinite a number of answers that go within our arrow here, and we can take one of those numbers, 1, 2, or 3. We could take a number and plug it in. So let's test it. If we put a 1 in there, negative 6 times 1, is that going to be greater than 24? So negative 6 times 1 is negative 6. Negative 6 is not greater than 24. So this solution matches Alex's, and for our first test, it doesn't work. Well, let's test another number that fell in this answer. Let's test 3. So if I put a 3 in there, negative 6 times 3 is going to be negative 18. Well, negative 18 is not greater than 24. So then let's think, well, what's different with Hope's is that her inequality is going a different direction, right? So she took this inequality and switched it the other way, which means that our graph would go the other way. So we'd have a graph that would go 0, negative 4, x is less than, so we have an open dot and pick numbers less than 4. So like negative 5, negative 6, and so on, right? So let's test one of those. What happens there? So I'm going to plug in negative 5. So negative 6 times negative 5 is 30, and 30 is greater than 24. That worked. Well, let's test another one. Let's test negative 6. So negative 6 times negative 6 would have been 36, and that is greater than 24. So after I've checked my work, Hope is correct. So in the next video, we're going to talk about this a little bit more in depth, but why did that happen? Why did our inequality go from here to the other direction? This is the one unique rule. All the rest of the properties, when we're doing the opposite of addition, opposite of subtraction, to our inequality stay the same. But when we have this occurring, and it will change our inequality.